What self-respecting wheel building operation is complete without a drum booth?
Welcome to episode 5 of Where I Bike. Where I Bike is a series where I travel around meeting bike people and visiting bike shops all over the country. The aim of Where I Bike is to learn about how they do this, where they do this, and why. Today we head to Wales to meet Ryan of Ryan Builds Wheels. Ryan is an ex-theatre director who volunteered for Bristol Bike Project. After falling in love with cycling and developing skills, he eventually became a wheel builder and his business grew from that. I met Ryan in his workshop in the south of Wales.
Hello Second Life Bikes Internet, my name's Ryan, I build wheels and welcome to my workshop. Let's go in. So I'm sorry it's so dark in this bit, but this is our half-complete wheel collection area. You've got a whole host of wheels ready for collection from customers, etc. A ton of cardboard boxes. There's meant to be like a wheel of the week area over there, but we don't have. We haven't set the spotlights up yet, and we could do with some lights in there. So let's come into the light a little bit more, shall we? Here we are in the main workspace, and yeah, we've this workbench has been with me for ages. Everything's kind of on wheels, so as everything can get pushed around when it's not massively heavy. There's 3 of us that usually work here. We got 2 other wheel builders and myself. We recently became the distributor for Velocity USA rims. That's exciting, and this is our Mark 1 rim storage. So in about 7 days' time, that's going to be full of about 200 or 300 rims. So we got to do something with them. These are the spoke cutting machines. We can show you how those work a little later. And this was my attempt at cabinet making. This is our spoke storage unit, which is all modular. What self-respecting wheel building operation is complete without a drum booth? So this is my Tama Superstar kit. Found this in a local school tip recently. Done that up. Don't know why they were throwing it away, but I got a high-end drum kit for nothing.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's great. Wrapped this one myself actually. That was fucked. So rewrapped that. And does anyone know the band The Auteurs? They were from the early 90s, and one of their drummers was actually one of my customers. And we swapped some wheels, and that kit in the corner, that's a Pearl Masters. And it's beyond anything I ever intended or expected to be playing, because I am just a bedroom drummer. It's, but you know. So yes, that's the drum room. For no apparent reason, there's a vintage French truing stand sitting in the corner. That needs to be completed. Loud and proud, because we need more of that shit in the bike industry right now.
Hell yeah. So did you start out as a wheel builder, or did your journey begin somewhere else in the cycling world?
Yeah, so I'm actually an academic and a theatre director by trade, but that didn't really pay the bills because I wanted to do anarchist street theatre, so no one wants to pay for that. And I started volunteering at a great little place called Bristol Bike Project. I was getting more and more into cycling in general, and slowly but surely found myself a little job in a punky little bike shop called Bike Workshop, also in Bristol. Soon found the need for a full-time job instead, and moved on to one of the busiest shops in Bristol. Thought I was hot stuff, realised I knew fuck all. Cut my teeth for like a hard year's work there. Set up a place called Roll for the Soul, which was a vegan and vegetarian bike workshop / cafe / punk venue. With some mates for a while, and just slowly became more and more obsessed with wheels over time. Already had like a name for myself doing that, and it was time for some changes, so I started building wheels professionally.
Tell us a little about the different types of spokes that you have and why you have lots of different types.
Yeah, no worries. So the spoke cabinet is kind of work in progress at the moment. I want to get rid of all these plastic bags because, there's nice little things you might find on tea chests that you can slip a little bit of paper in that says what it is, like in brass. I want to do more of those. But in short, the reason we have the spoke machine is because we don't want to be stocking just loads of different lengths of pre-cut spokes, and having this rack of different blank spokes allows us to massively reduce inventory and be loads more flexible when it comes to actually what spoke we're going to have, as well as cutting the spokes to exact lengths that we need, so you're not like stuck with, for example, even numbers 260, 262, 264, etc. You can meet yourself in the middle, or even if you want to get super fancy, you can cut things to much more exact decimal places. You'll see that a lot of the bags are Alpina, so I'm just going to do a quick little shout out to them. Alpina sponsored my YouTube channel at the start of the year, and that was really nice of them, so just a quick shout out. We've switched to Alpina right now and very happy with their products thus far.
How different are wheels depending on the riding you're doing, whether it be gravel, mountain bike, or road, or whatever it is? How different do they actually? What matters?
Cool, yeah. So the sort of core metric that I like to take straight away is nice and easy, like rider weight plus any load carried, what sort of riding they're going to be doing, and then for me it all kind of starts with rubber. So how wide a tyre are you putting on there, or what tyre whips are you going to be using? The next option, you kind of work in outside in. You start with your rubber, and you start with your rider and your rubber, and now we need to know what rim's going to be best for them. And then once you've sort of identified which rim's going to be the one, because outside of a few other things, it's really your rim that's going to like give you the feel of the wheel a lot of the time, and then you can tune everything else. Then you can go, okay, well, what spoke count do we want, what spoke type do we want, which hub's going to be best. Often hubs can be like the most expensive part of a wheel, but seriously, very often they are some bearings that spin around an aluminium shell and you attach some stuff to them. So if anything, I am happy to say that outside of some very special type stuff, like maybe something with a sprag clutch, then the hub kind of has the least impact on what a wheel feels like. And then outside of that, then okay, cool, well, we've got the following sort of list of components, what can we do aesthetically with that? And then you make it look good. Come and have
a taut nipples. I've spotted some coloured ones.
Yeah, there we go. So one of my favourite things is getting some colour into wheels, and that's really nice. And I know that I just did a little shout out for Alpina, and I feel a little sad to not be shouting out good old Sapim either. So Alpina, very happy with their spokes, but when it comes to nipples, then I am a Sapim man through and through. So yeah, if you need quality nips, then and you want them to be bright, I can only suggest Sapim. What we're going to do here as well is, whilst we're still fitting out the workshop, because we've been here about a year now, the idea is to get all these nice colourful nipples into like a bunch of Kilner jars and stuff like that, rather than hidden away, where Craig can be like, oh, I just about saw them through those windows.
Have you noticed any shifts in what cyclists are looking for custom wheels over the last few years?
Yeah, absolutely. People are finally accepting that wider's generally better, and I'm no longer banging my head against people who want things as narrow and light as they can get it. For years also, especially in terms of like road, I've been almost shouting at customers, being like, lightweight's not fast, you want aero. If you're riding road and you're on like 25s, 28s, 30s, stop asking for your wheels to be lightweight. You want them deep section, either like 30, 35mm in alloy, or like deeper section in carbon. Yeah, people are going wider, people are going a bit deeper here and there. And I think people are beginning to wake up to why, even if it's like a fairly generic spec, you might want to go hand-built, because it's a product that's going to last. It's wheels for life.
So out of all the tools that you use, especially the ones that you're using daily, which is the one you cannot live without?
That would be the truing stands, I guess.
Yeah.
So
show us one of them.
well, let's see. We got 2 systems running at the moment. Both of them do something very similar. We got the classic P&K Lee. This is like our workhorse, used day in, day out. Analog. It's got non-linear dial gauges, and it allows us to get down to resolutions of 0.025 mil. So that's a quarter of the width of a human hair. And it's nice. It's nice. It's brass, and it's a lovely thing to look at. And I should clean it more often, but you know. And then we've been really impressed with. This is like a trial setup. This is from Icelandic's Wheel Analytics. Exactly what this P&K Lee does, but digitally, and that allows it to be a little bit quicker as well. Yeah,
I spotted your bike on the way in. Can we do a little bike check as well?
Yeah, shall I reel it over?
Yeah.
Or we could go outside.
Yeah, let's go outside. Let's get some sun.
Yeah, so what to say about this? There's a whole blog about this machine, but this started out as the clandestine.cc Ultimate Audax and is currently being gravelled right up. So myself and Pi, who runs Clandestine, he's an award-winning frame builder down in Dorset or Devon or something like that, Bovey Tracy kind of way, was kind enough when I got hit by a taxi driver who car doored me. It was an accident, but it sucked. And yeah, I got a sizable insurance payout, fortunately, and we designed this. So it's a little bit different to some of the machines you usually do. But yeah, it's it's nice hand-built, custom-fitted steel frame. We made this crazy front rack, which we're probably going to redesign at some point, because back then I couldn't find the fork I wanted. And the idea behind it was just to try putting as many sort of UK-made parts on it as possible to start with. The wheels used to be 700 and a bit more sort of all-road, but when I went to Brother in the Wild recently, I wanted to build myself a pair of Velocity Blunt SS rims, which are ostensibly like a cross-country rim, but they are an amazing lightweight gravel option. Scuff protectors here, so those are all in raw brass.
Oh yeah.
And stop the cables from fucking up the fancy paint job.
That's great.
So those are a nice little idea.
Are there any dream projects, riders or frame builders you'd like to collaborate with?
Having moved back to Wales, I mean, my dream project right now is and having learnt that I've got ADHD, my dream project is making my business more sustainable and my life less stressful. That would be great. But in terms of cycling stuff, because I've now moved back to Wales and because life's changed a lot, I'm actually riding loads more, so I'm back on the mountain bike. And I'm a little bit out of touch with actually when it comes to the bikes themselves, what's available, what's good, what would suit me. And this next year or so, I would love to be riding enough to get myself a new bike. And obviously with a new bike comes new wheels. And I have ridden an American-made version of hubs with a sprag clutch. So a sprag clutch is completely silent when you're freewheeling. It's got no drag, and it's got instant engagement. And I absolutely don't need them, but I would love, because the silence is beautiful, I would love to build myself with whatever new mountain bike I get. I want KOM, King of the Mountain, here in the UK. Check them out. They've got an insane new sprag clutch design they've come up with. And I want a pair of their hubs with bird spokes and really nice rims. So as I can ride through nature with nothing but the sound of my rubber on leaves. None of this.
And that brings us to the end of another episode, and a massive thank you for Ryan for letting me come down and hang out for a few hours. Funnily, this was actually the first episode I recorded in the series. It was a little bit kind of choppy with how I was asking questions. I hadn't quite 100% decided how I was going to do things at this stage. So I really do appreciate your patience with me, Ryan, and it was really cool checking the place out. But this is a weekly series. This is episode 5 of 7, so we're coming very quickly to the end of the series now. But if you've missed any of these episodes, there is a playlist that I'll try and link below, so you can go back and watch the episodes. But if you want a little sneak peek of next week, we head to back to Cambridge to go and see Arc Bikes, and we have a factory tour.
Hi guys, welcome to Arc Bikes. Come in and take a look.
Okay then, so that's that. A massive thank you to everybody who's got involved in this series when it comes to actually filming, to actually being part of the series, or just watching and commenting and sharing. There's been a bit of a spike on the channel since I've been doing this, and I appreciate every single one of you for making this enjoyable for me to do, and I will be doing another series. So much so, I may have recorded a couple of episodes already, who knows. But if you are new to the channel from this video, hello and welcome. I do lots of different bike and cycling content, whether it be builds, interviews, or checking out your bikes. I'm going to be doing a builder's report video very, very soon, so watch out for that one. But if you don't want to miss any of these kind of cool videos we do, this button here is the subscribe button. It's absolutely free and it helps me out a bunch. And if you can't wait until the next one, that one there is a particularly good one.